Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat here today with the Toonami News update for April 20th, 2021. Let's start with the top of the block and blaze it. Before the block, I keep forgetting to mention this, we have Final Space at a 0.16, and then now at the top of the block, we have Dragon Ball Super at a 0.17, the Attack on Titan at a 0.15, Food Wars at a 0.13, Promised Neverland at a 0.11, the Fire Force at a 0.11, Black Clover at a 0.10, Narrative Shipping at a 0.09, and Demon Slayer at a 0.07. Overall, this was somewhat of a decrease week to week. One thing I have to address right off the bat, and something I keep forgetting to mention, was that last week Comcast. I had a video like a year or so ago talking about Comcast's plans to push Cartoon Network to its highest, most expensive tier. So naturally, when that happens, which it happened last week, the ratings should, in theory, decrease. And if you're looking at the top of the block, you're not going to see that. In fact, Final Force. That's the crossover between Fire Force and Final Space. Final Force. Don't want to know what the hell happens there, but Final Space actually went up to 100s, and some of the early stuff in the block more or less held steady. Like Dragon Ball Super goes down 100th, and I'm gonna belabor the point again. Dragon Ball Super should not be leading off the block. It should be much lower than this. I've covered it a billion times, so again, no surprise there. Attack on Titan, I think it's married to 0.15. I think like almost all of its episodes here have been a 0.15. I don't think it's gonna change in its last episode or two before this half season ends. Food Wars drops a tiny bit, 1/100th. And then the biggest news of the day with regards to the ratings is the Promised Neverland dropping 400ths, the biggest loser of the week to week. So it's my loser of the week. And a lot of people saw this coming. A lot of people said people were going to watch the first episode just to see what the hype was about. And then they just tuned out of it. And I thought that I was more Pollyannistic. I was more Pollyanna-ish. I was more optimistic about it, thinking that, well, people are going to watch it like how they watched The Room. They just want to see the train wreck unfurl. However, that doesn't appear to be the case. I'd expect this number to hold. I don't think it's going to drop any further from this. But again, and I thought it was an even better episode than the first one, but I've been told episode 4 is when things start getting crazy. So let's hold until then and see where that goes. Fire Force, again, I keep forgetting it's on the block. It's a 0.11. It actually was slightly below Promised Neverland in the rankings, but again, more or less held steady. It's one of the few winners of the night. That and Attack on Titan, the only things I can call winners. Black Clover is at a 0.10. I think we've got one or two more episodes left to filler until we actually hit canon. And then Ship It In, Demon Slayer at the end of the block. They're rerun filler. Who cares about the numbers there? One thing I noticed, and I don't know if other weeks had this. Well, of course, every week showed this. But again, like I said, I get my numbers from Showbuzz Daily. And Showbuzz Daily doesn't only just do the 18 to 49 numbers, which are the numbers I say, those are the numbers I report, but they also break it down into the 18 to 34 category. These would be the younger half of the demographic. And in theory, considering Toonami's branding and what Adult Swim's reputation is, this should be the focus of Toonami's viewership, of Adult Swim viewership. Because I believe that the general target audience for Toonami is generally people in their 20s, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, but that's what they're saying. That's how they sell the ad space. They say we got 18 to 34, we got the young people here, so that's how they make money, you know. But one thing I noticed was just how low the ratings for this demographic are. Like for example, Attack on Titan was a 0.15 for the 18 to 49. For 18 to 34, it's a 0.08. And I could say these for these other ones, but one thing I really noticed was not the promise, yeah, it was the Promised Neverland. Like I mentioned, 0.11, disappointing drop, the biggest loser of the week, in my opinion. Its 18 to 34 was a 0.06. And if you break that down by gender they reported here as 12 to 34-year-old males, which you can argue is an even more focused part of the Toonami demographic. The Promised Neverland pulled in a 0.04. Yikes. That is not a number you want to hear. And in terms of total viewership, which I rarely mention here because it's more or less an irrelevant number, Promised Neverland only got 199,000 people watching. Black Clover got 182,000 watching, and Ship It In after that actually went up to 212,000. But again, this is just showing how on a wire Toonami's ratings are. And Toonami's viewership appears to be older people. By older, I mean like 35 to 49-year-old people, which states that the general demographic of people who watch Toonami are people who are more likely not fans of Toonami from the beginning. I don't mean growing up, I mean beginning as of when it first started back in like 1997, and that's just an interesting thing I noticed. But again, and things will change, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks from now when we get My Hero Academia at the block at 12:30. Attack on Titan gets shifted back to the late slot, and Demon Slayer we say goodbye until season 2 comes out sometime in fall. But again, what do you guys think? What's your opinion on Tanami's ratings for this week? What shows do you want to see in the block? Leave your opinions, leave your comments down below. If you like this content, if you want more wacky Tanami news content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.